my HK M27 IAR clone, not your MR556, and dare I say, more superior than the AR-15. Uh-oh. Let's talk about it.
Woo! It's go, 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 go time.
The Heckler & Koch M27 Infantry Automatic Rifle, adopted by the United States Marine Corps in 2011, based on the German HK416, which is the standard issue rifle of the Norwegian Army as well as the French Army. Also used by special forces and counterterrorism units around the world, like the United States Navy SEAL Team 6, who used the HK416 to kill Osama bin Laden, May 1st, 2011. It was developed to be an M4 killer. In the early 2000s, during the global war on terrorism, special operation units were complaining about the M4 frequency of broken bolts and blown out barrels. Heckler & Koch thought that they could do better by using an operating system that they had been using in their primary service rifle, the G36. The G36 uses a short-stroke gas piston system similar to the SKS and the SIG MCX. A gas piston drives the bolt carrier group to the rear a short distance, and then the momentum of the moving mass carries it the rest of the way through the cycle. This design prevents combustion gases from entering the weapon's interior, so it's a cleaner, cooler gun compared to the AR-15's direct impingement system. With the M4's DI system, the bolt essentially acts as the piston, and hot gases are introduced into the bolt carrier group to cycle the action. Due to this, the action gets hotter quicker. Then you have carb buildup, so it's harder to clean and more prone to malfunctions. The United States Army's Delta Force, which is a special operations unit devoted to counterterrorism, along with Larry Vickers, also a part of the Delta unit at the time, collaborated with the German arms maker Heckler & Koch to develop a new carbine. These soldiers wanted a carbine that was extremely reliable, required little maintenance, would work in all environmental conditions, and function with or without a sound suppressor. This new carbine will take the AR-15 platform about as far as you can go with modern technology, and feature a gas-operated short-stroke piston action with a rotating bolt and a free-floating barrel. In 2004, Delta replaced its M4s with HK416s after tests revealed that the piston operating system significantly reduced malfunctions while increasing the life of the parts. The project was originally called the HK-M4, but this was changed in response to a trademark infringement suit filed by Colt Defense, now called the H&K 416. The 416 is an improved version of the M4 carbine. Due to its piston and heavier barrel profile, it enjoys several advantages, including a superior rate of fire, longer effective range, plus it's more reliable and cleaner. It uses a cold hammer forging process, which adds durability to the barrels, letting them last longer and endure heavier usage. Also around the same time, in the early 2000s, the 1st Marine Division's 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines Regiment conducted initial limited IAR trials, which confirmed the desirability of a light automatic rifle to replace the M249 SAW light machine gun. The Infantry Automatic Rifle program began on July 14, 2005, when the Marine Corps sent requests for information to arms manufacturers. Characteristics desired in the weapon included portability and maneuverability, as well as similarity in appearance to other rifles in the squad, reducing the likelihood that the gunner will receive special attention from the enemy. The weapon needed to facilitate the gunner's participation in counterinsurgency operations and capability of maintaining a high volume of fire. The caliber was specified as 5.56 by 45 millimeter with non-link ammunition so as to achieve commonality with existing service rifles. And in May 2011, Marine General James F. Amos approved the conclusion of the limited user evaluation and ordered the replacement of the M249 squad automatic weapon with the M27 infantry automatic rifle. Though program officials were aware that switching from the belt-fed M249 would result in a loss of suppressive fire capability, they believed with an infantry automatic rifle, or IAR, the doctrine is that lower volume of fire is needed with better accuracy. Fewer rounds need to be used, and an automatic rifleman can remain in combat longer and in more situations. The M27 is really meant to be an all-in-one. It's a combination of the M4 standard issue rifle, the designated marksman rifle, or DMR, and the squad automatic weapon, or SAW. And the M27 is half the weight of the 249 SAW. The main difference between the M27 IAR and the HK416 is the 16.5-inch barrel compared to the 2.4-inch barrel of the original 416. Everything else is pretty much cosmetic, with the M27 having a bunch of accessories required by the Marine Corps, which we will talk about in a bit. Now, these are badass rifles, but the problem is you can't get them in the United States. The closest thing they offer is the MR556, which is their commercial version of the HK416, which has a lot of differences compared to its original military version. Or you can build your own clone. The clone I have is with a BRN 4 lower and an original HK416 upper. I'll talk more about my clone in a bit, but let's talk about some of the differences in the original HK416 versus the civilian model, the HK MR556. Gross cosmetic differences that you'll notice is the differences in the contours of the butt pad and the grip shape, as well as the hand guard on the 556 is different from the quad rail on the 416. There are also some important internal and operational differences. The bolt carrier group, or BCG, is different with the MR556 to prevent the easy conversion of full auto capability. The MR556 BCG has a notch that fits into an auto blocker within the 556 upper receiver. This is to prevent the use of a regular full auto 416 BCG in the 556 rifle. Also, the MR556 barrel is not cold hammer forged and chrome lined like the 416, because their focus was to make this more of a commercial sporting rifle for marksmanship rather than a full auto military rifle. So the MR556 barrel is made for match grade precision shooting instead of high volume rate of fire. Instead, it has a heavier barrel profile and a non-hammer forged, non-chrome lined barrel. And the takedown process is different as well. To break open the action on the MR556, you need a tool that's inside your buttstock. Seems annoying to have to do, but the positive result of that, they say, is more rigidity and almost zero play between the upper and the lower receiver. Remember, they built this rifle with marksmanship in mind. I put a link to the Small Arms Solutions channel in the description. He really breaks down the features of the H&K MR556 and how it differs from the 416. Check out that channel for more details. Now let's talk about my M27 IAR clone. The lower I have is a BRN4 lower receiver by Brownells. A few years ago, in 2019, Brownells imported original H&K forged lower receivers from the H&K factory in Germany. Brownells had them machined by Primary Weapon Systems to be as authentic as possible. These lowers feature the classic contours of the HK416. Markings here clone the original HK416 selector markings. It shows the 3 selector markings, however, this is semi-auto only, with only 2 functional selections, safe and fire. The BRN4 lower receiver offered a clean slate to get laser engraved with clone markings. I have an H&K 416 buttstock. The butt plate can twist off, revealing 2 waterproof compartments for storage. It has multiple sling attachment points, and it's adjustable for 6 positions. I actually really like this stock. It's comfortable, robust, and it ain't going nowhere. There are regular AR style takedown pins that doesn't require a tool, unlike the MR556. I have an H&K 416 grip on here, which is comfortable to me and allows me to have a high hold. And engaging the safety selector is ergonomic, like the AR-15 and ambi. The safety along with the charging handle are really the only 2 ambi controls on this gun. This trigger is a Geisley H&K trigger. It's an excellent 2-stage trigger, 4.5 pound pull. And it's very nice. The mag wells of the H&K 416 and M27 are longer with a straighter edge compared to the angular edge and shorter mag well of the M4. Therefore, the older generation P-mags, which were designed for the standard AR-15 mag wells, did not seat properly in an HK 416 mag well. Magpul corrected this by creating E-mags in the 3rd generation P-mags, which are compatible with the M27s. The Lancer magazines that I use, which are the Lancer L5 AWM, are also compatible. The upper receiver, is an original HK416 full auto upper. This is an HK416 bolt carrier group that differs from the MR556 BCG. It has a 416 quad rail handguard. And a free-floating barrel. The free-floating handguard system lets the barrel move independently of the handguard, so it's more accurate. Here's the gas block and piston. The barrel length is 16.5 inches, cold hammer forged, chrome-lined, military-grade barrel. The handguard gets extremely hot thanks to the piston gas system. So Manta Defense offers these M27 IAR kits, which are the U.S. Marine Corps' standard issue rail covers for the M27s. They are easy to install and adjustable to your support hand grip. The lower rail has installed the H&K vertical foregrip with the Manta cover. The foregrip helps you stabilize the rifle, especially when shooting full auto. Also on the lower rail is the Harris bipod with the LaRue mount. It has a spring-loaded quick deployment option, adjustable for height and cant, but kind of on the flimsy side to be tasked with stabilizing this big hunk of steel, especially if shooting in full auto. The muzzle device I have on here is the B.E. Myers 249F flash hider. The 249F556 muzzle device for years were only sold to the U.S. military for use on the M249 SAW machine gun, now sold to the civilian population for use in smaller guns. B.E. Myers flash hiders virtually eliminate muzzle flash, preserving night vision while firing, preventing enemy detection, and is easy and quick to install. Most importantly to me is that it does a good job with recoil reduction, given that the M27 is notoriously overgassed and has more recoil than your average 5.56 rifle. This muzzle device does a good job taming it. I have the Knights Armament Company's folding micro iron backup sights, adjustable from 200 to 600 meters. Standard issued in the United States Army, Marine Corps, and numerous law enforcement agencies around the world. My optic is the Trijicon TA11 SDO. It is a combination of Trijicon's two most popular optic, the ACOG and the RMR. The ACOG is 3.5 powered fixed magnified optic. On top is a 9 MOA RMR, and they sit on a LaRue tactical mount. In 2009, the Marine Corps selected this optic as their SDO, or Squad Automatic Weapon Day Optic, used on both the M249 SAW as well as the M27 IAR. The ACOG has a red horseshoe reticle for M249 ballistics, and the attached RMR is an amber dot sight. No batteries required for the ACOG nor the RMR, which is nice. It has dual illumination. Daytime illumination is provided by fiber optics, and tritium illuminates the scope at night. Honestly, I don't see much use for the RMR on top. It's supposed to be for close quarters sight acquisition, but you lose your cheek well, and it's just uncomfortable. In my opinion, the ACOG 3.5 fixed optic will serve you well in both close quarters and long distance ranges up to 1,000 meters. The sling I'm using here is the Vickers Standard Issue Sling, developed by Larry Vickers, and is standard issue in the United States Marine Corps for the M27 IAR. If you order this sling, you also need to order the hardware separately to mount the front sling attachment to the handguard. It does not come with the sling as you would assume. There is a pull tab for quick adjustments to lengthen or shorten the sling. Now, a feature that I'm missing from the original M27 is the bayonet lug. You can purchase these original HK lugs, but to install it would have involved either drilling my original HK416 barrel or altering my original handguard. In either case, I'm not having it. So no lug for me. It's hard to find the bayonets anyway. Now let's talk about the weight. The M27 weighs 9.8 pounds loaded and can get up to 12 pounds with all of the accessories. Although that's half the weight of a loaded M249 saw, which is 19 to 22 pounds. And it's also less than the Russian RPK, which weighs 12 to 15 pounds. It's still significantly heavier than the M4, the M4 coming in at around 6 to 7.5 pounds loaded. Something to consider if running or walking long distances with these weapons. And the accuracy of the M27 is on another level. It has more of a stable trajectory at longer distances compared to other 5.56 rifles, but still with the familiar ergonomics of the AR-15. While the 249 saw is a 12 MOA gun, which means at 100 yards you are within a foot or 12 inches of your intended target. However, the M27 is a 2 MOA gun, so at 100 yards you're within 2 inches of your target. Significantly better accuracy. So you have the precision of a rifleman, but also you have the automatic suppressive fire of a gunner. And I just love shooting this gun. Maybe even more than my Sig Spear Light, which is also a short stroke piston system with full ambi controls. And I absolutely love, love, love. And even my Daniel Defense Mark 18, which is a direct impingement system, and I also love, love, love. The M27 is ridiculously big, clunky, and obnoxious, but I love it. Much like the love I have for the obnoxious and clunky H&K Mark 23. They are both big, bulky, and bold. It just feels good to shoot, like you're shooting a tank, a high-end and very refined tank. Since the M27 is inherently overgassed to ensure reliability, you have more felt recoil. Not prohibitive, but it lets you know that it's there. It gives you that vicious ruggedness feel of an overgassed system like the AK-47, but combined with the gentleness of shooting a 5.56. And you guys know I'm an AK girl. The M27 makes me feel like I'm shooting an AK, but with much better accuracy and longer range. It's just perfect for me. The HK416 and M27 was built to be superior versions of the German G36, the US M4, and the M249 SAW. Will it end up being the dual rifle in the military, filling the roles of the service rifle, the DMR, and the LMG? I don't know. I much prefer shooting this gun sitting down than standing or running with it. So that remains to be seen. But I'm excited about where this platform will go. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying the journey on the range. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe.